Welcome! In today's video I will show you how you can create a color splash effect using an HSL adjustment layer in Affinity Photo. And as a bonus I will show you how you can create a mask from a color selection using the HSL dialog. Let's get started. The color splash effect allows you to make only certain colors in an image reappear after converting it to black and white. In today's tutorial, we will use the HSL adjustment layer to apply this effect. In this example, we will keep the colors of the oranges and make the rest black and white in order to achieve the color splash effect. Let's start by adding an HSL adjustment layer. Use the picker to find out the color of the oranges. Well, it's probably going to be orange. As we want to keep the orange color, we need to invert the selection of the colors in the HSL dialog. So let's move the handles until everything is selected except the orange. Now, if we move the saturation to 0, everything except the oranges will lose its color. Exactly what we wanted. If you're happy with the result, you're done. But if you look closely, there are some leaks of orange color. Easiest way to fix this is adding a black and white adjustment layer. This will convert the whole image to black and white. We want to restore the color back on the oranges. To do this, just paint with black on the black and white adjustment layer. The nice thing is that the HSL layer already did most of the work. We can very quickly paint on the oranges without worrying that we paint accidentally on something else. This is one way of doing it. Let me share another method which also would work very well. Basically, we want to create a color mask. This takes more time. However, as we have a mask at the end, it can be useful for many other purposes besides the color change. After we add the HSL adjustment layer, we need to select the colors we want to keep as good as possible. I maxed out everything to see better what is being selected. Once we have the colors we want to keep, let's look on how we can create a mask out of this. First thing we do is change the blend mode to difference. This is almost the mask we are looking for. We can use the HSL dialog to fine-tune the selection if needed. Next step would be to convert it to black and white in order to make a mask. For this, the black and white adjustment layer is the perfect tool. Adjust the color sliders to get the best result. To clean the future mask, we add a curves adjustment layer and filter out the highlights and the shadows. We can go back to the HSL layer if needed and adjust again. In order to convert this image to a mask, let's go to the channels panel and select the add to spare channel from one of the layers. Let's open up the spare channel and paint with white in overlay mode on the areas that are white. This will remove all the gray areas in the whites. We will repeat the same step, but now with black, to remove the gray parts in the black area. Once we're happy with the mask, right click on the spare channel and select Load to Pixel Selection. Now we have a mask selection of the oranges. As we actually want to mask out the background, let's invert the pixel selection. With the selection still being active, let's add an HSL layer and Affinity will automatically use the selection as a mask for your layer. Now, if we adjust the HSL layer and lower the saturation, it will affect the background. As we now have a mask, we can utilize this mask any other way we want. This wraps up today's tutorial. Keep watching if you want to see more examples on how this technique is applied to other images for inspiration. On the last example of the video, I will give some tips on how this technique can be used for images in which the color cannot be easily separated from the background. I was referring to. In order to separate the color we want, let's remove the color cast first by adding a divide layer with color of the color cast. Just use a fill layer with the divide blend mode and select the color which should have been white. Duplicate the divide blend mode and select another color to get more contrast without losing the original color. To get even more contrast, add a vibrance adjustment layer. Now we can apply the original method. Thanks for watching until the end of the video. Until next time.